Hello, this is Dan from Pale Wizard, and today we're going to be looking at the Bose S1 Pro Plus. This little thing here. I want to give you my first impressions. It's tiny. I mean, look at this thing. I don't know how much that weighs. It doesn't weigh much at all. 5 kilograms? 6 kilograms maybe? I'll just check. Okay, I was a little bit off. It's 6.5 kilograms in weight, which is not much at all. It's very, very nice to look at, very, very portable and slick, and nice rounded corners. And this is apparently a PA system. So what would this kind of system be primarily used for? I'm guessing this is aimed at buskers, but I have a few other ideas which are coming to me now about other situations that this kind of solution would be really great for, but I'll come to that later. So yeah, first impressions. Nice handle in the top there, feels really comfortable. I have used the preceding model, which was the Bose S1 Pro, and I remember you could use that in a variety of different ways, either flat like this or tilted back, almost like a monitor. Could also obviously pole mount the thing. You could have it like that, like a floor monitor, or again angled up. So yeah, it feels nice, and this is a battery powered device. I haven't used a battery powered PA before, so what I'm going to do is try and do this review without using any power. I've charged up for about 2 hours. According to the specs, this can last up to 11 hours. Obviously I would never trust that. I would always probably err on the side of caution and say, yeah, 6 or 7 hours. But in most situations, you're not really going to need a battery that lasts that long anyway. So yeah, this could be really useful for buskers, especially where you don't have a power source. So yeah, let's have a look at this thing. We've got some plastic we can peel off here, for those who like that kind of thing. Now, what do we have? Okay, so we've got first input is a combination XLR and jack. Same again with the second input. Third input. So we have, what was that, 3.5mm there. 1/4 inch jack and the Bluetooth, which is great. USB power. So in a situation you need to power your phone or a device, that's quite handy. Line out, there's your power if you need it. There's the on off button. Let's give that a go. Let's turn this thing on and see what happens. Right, okay, so let's have a look at that. Oh, did you see that? Okay, so we've got LED. I remember the previous model didn't have these what would you call that, an OLED display. So okay, that's quite cool. Very useful in a situation with low light, so you'd be able to change this in a gig situation, which is great. Obviously, like a lot of these systems, there is an app available where you can remotely control all these things. But yeah, when I turned that on, I did notice if you put it down there, you see how it reorientates itself. Very clever, like that, nice little touch. Okay, now there's a distinct lack of controls on the back here, so I'm assuming that these buttons are multi-controls. So if we press that in, okay, so what have we got here? We've got treble. Okay, so you just click it to go down the options: bass, reverb, volume. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, is it the same for the third? Let's have a look. Treble, bass, volume. Okay. Does it do anything else if you long hold it? I haven't read the instructions, so we're learning as we go on this one. Press and hold to access additional. Right, auto off. Okay, so it's got an auto off option to save power, I'm assuming. Live stream. Right, so this unit then acts as a USB interface. Okay, so fairly self-explanatory. So nice looking system, very light. Now, One of the big advantages with this over its previous model, you see these little compartments here. So if you take this off, right, there's space in there to put a wireless transmitter. So you've got two of them. Now I think this is a really clever little addition. What this means is you could have, they're available separately, you have to buy them. These are wireless transmitters, so you can have a wireless connection to a microphone, to a guitar. You can have two mics or two guitars, or indeed any kind of instrument or musical output. So you can kind of go wild with your imagination on what kind of things you could use these for. But these literally slot into here. They pair up with the device. They can charge in this. I believe the transmitters have a battery life of about 4 hours, which is more than enough for most circumstances. But that's really cool because that means this truly is a wireless device. So as a busker, not having to worry about mic cables, guitar cables, that kind of thing, very, very cool. And it essentially turns any mic into a radio mic. And it is using the kind of wireless signal that a mic would have rather than a Bluetooth, which is it's a better quality signal, which is great. So I really like that. I'm a bit annoyed that this is like a separate option you have to buy. I mean, this system in the UK, this costs about £600 to £650, which is considerably more than it is to buy in the US. It's about the same in dollars in the US. So we always get stiffed in the UK for these kind of things. If you changed the pound sterling into dollars, you'd be looking at something like $850. So that those wireless transmitters that can go in this PA system in the UK, they're about £165 each to buy. You convert that into dollars again, and that's about $210. Now in the US, I believe those transmitters are about $150 each to buy. So it really goes to show you how we're really getting screwed in the UK for the prices on all these kind of items. So those American viewers out there, don't complain too much about the prices because we have it much worse than the UK, trust me. So the inclusion of those wireless transmitters, I think, is really, really clever. That suddenly elevates this product above other things I've tried. In a previous video, we looked at the Yamaha Stage Pass 2, I believe it was, or 1K Mark II. And that was a good system. It's obviously much bulkier than this, and it was a line array system, so you had the speakers stacked up on top. However, on that system, the mixer interface was quite old school. It was just kind of, your standard knobs. It had Bluetooth connectivity for streaming music and stuff like that. It didn't have this wireless connection for mics and guitars and instruments. And I think that really makes this a contender in this area of the market for small PA systems. Like I said, my initial thought was this is a great solution for a busker or a duo. You could have a guitar, a voice, and you can also have a backing track running at the same time. Now the good thing about the channel 3 on this is you can also, it's also got that 1/4 inch input. So you could also have music being streamed to this, and also something else like a piano or keyboard or something like that as well. So that technically makes this a 4 channel PA system. And of course, with all these systems, you can always choose to link them up and expand. But then I always think in those situations, well, why don't you just get a PA system with a mixer, like a 10 channel mixer or something like that. So there was a very specific need for this PA system. And I think from first impressions that something like this would be ideal for a busker, a duo, something like that. One other thing I noticed on this is you can turn the logo around. It's a bit of a heavy click, so it's always the right orientation whichever way you have the speaker. Kind of a bit pointless, but I guess Bose insisted on that when they made these. Another drawback as well as it not coming with those wireless transmitters as standard, is it doesn't come in the case. Again, that Yamaha system I tried had a really nice carry case with little compartments for all the little bits. This just came in the box. I think it's a bit stingy not throwing in a soft case, because you're going to need a soft case of some description because you're going to be using this out in the field. And again, for the £650 you're paying for it, it's like throwing a soft case. So that's a drawback, in my opinion. What else can I say about this before actually having a go on it? It looks like the speakers, I can kind of see the speakers through the grill. It looks like they're a type of line array speaker, articulated, so you can see the drivers are all kind of the positioned in different spaces, whereas I believe the previous model, the S1 Pro, the speakers were just in a line. These have actually been moved into different places, which I guess the theory is that they provide better coverage. And I think these go up to about 109 decibels peak, which is pretty impressive. So you could view this PA system as just a very good Bluetooth speaker. It's probably a bit overkill for most Bluetooth speaker applications. However, for maybe a house party or a wedding, this could be really good. It's probably got more power and punch and more dynamics than a normal small Bluetooth speaker. But then again, it is £650, so that's quite a chunk of money. I downloaded the Bose music app connected to the speaker. It's fairly self-explanatory. I had to connect, forget, and reconnect again a couple of times before they started speaking to each other, but I think it's pretty simple once you got past that little teething. Okay, so I can turn it down using the app on the third channel. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the mic down on this video camera a little bit, and then turn this right up, and then see how loud we can get it. Okay, very impressive sound. It didn't sound like it was farting or over-compressing or anything like that. It would be more than suitable for something like a house party, like I mentioned before. Maybe having some drinks out in the garden, and you want some music out there, and you don't want to have to run a lead. So again, that battery makes this a very, very useful Bluetooth speaker. You know, without even considering the PA applications of this device. I've just had a thought actually. This could be a really interesting solution for a mobile karaoke person, because that was quite loud. I reckon if you paired that up with a microphone, maybe I'll try that in a bit. Maybe I'll plug a microphone and try to do some karaoke for you. And just, I'd be interested to know whether the mic signal kind of carries along or over the backing track suitably, so that it actually creates a nice listening experience. I mean, I ran a karaoke business for my sins some years ago, and that could be a right pain, having to take a whole PA system and then the screen and then the laptop and then the stands and all this kind of stuff. It was a lot of work for one person. Imagine turning up to a karaoke event with just this and a laptop and a little screen and a mic, and I think that's more than loud enough for like a small pub. I remember the Yamaha PA system kind of had a similar, I think it's slightly louder, the Yamaha PA system, although I do remember it kind of being a little bit underwhelming when it was really driven. I remember the guitar was a little bit on the edge of feedbacking. So we will plug up a mic and a guitar to this and see how that stacks up. So I'm using a wired mic because they didn't send me one of the wireless transmitters, unfortunately. I would have liked to have tried that. If you're to buy two of those with this system, you're looking at £1,000. I think that's a lot of money, personally, for, you know, what is quite a modest PA system. And I know how useful this will be for many people, but £1,000 seems a lot of money for what is essentially one speaker. And that's not technically true, it's got different speakers inside, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's just see what this mic sounds like. Okay, I've turned the gain down on the camera a little bit because I don't want it to distort. But while I'm speaking through this, maybe I'll turn it up a little bit. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a nice vocal sound as it is. Maybe a little bit mid-rangey for me. But let's have a look at the app so I can speak to you while I'm on the app itself. So I'll go into the channel that I'm on. I always like a little bit more treble on my voice, so can I turn the treble up? 1, 2, 2, 2, all the way down, bassy. 1, 2. Okay, maybe bring a bit of bass off. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So now that's at about 11 o'clock. Let's try some reverb. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2. Hello. Nice bit of reverb. 1, 2. Very nice. Doesn't really give me many more options on the reverb. If you tap and hold it, it mutes the reverb, which is handy. What's this? Tone match. Find the list of presets in settings. Okay. So let's see what tone match is. Tone match channel 1, which is the channel that I'm in. So go to the microphone. Okay, this is interesting. In the tone match drop-down menu, for channel 1, I've selected microphone, and I'm going to select Sennheiser, which is what this is. Then I'm going to select the Sennheiser E855. This isn't an E855, this is the E945, but close enough. I've now got tone match on this channel. Doesn't sound that much different to how it did, I gotta be honest. But apparently, obviously, that's got its own kind of inbuilt presets, which I'm guessing are suited for this type of microphone. I'll take a little bit of that reverb off, it's annoying me. Okay. 1, 2. We're going to turn this up a little bit now. I'm going to turn the mic down on the camera just so it doesn't feedback. Yeah, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Hello, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Yes, that's very loud. 1, 2. I'm quite close to the speaker. A little bit of zinging coming, a little bit of feedback. 1, 2, 2. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2. Very nice. Let's try and play some music while I'm talking.
Bose in the past life, sound waves, airtight.
Can I get a hell yeah? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the party. Nice. There was a nice bit of separation between the music and the vocal there. It sounded really clear, and the vocal was really cutting through without kind of dipping the music, which was great. Yeah, that sounded really good. I will plug a guitar into this now and see how that stacks up. I am interested to try the karaoke version of this. I'll tell you what. Let me just pick a karaoke song. You know, you'll have to excuse me because it's going to be quite embarrassing. But let me just pick any old karaoke, sing along to it, see if it sounds all right. Because I can imagine that that would actually be really useful for maybe like a small pub. You could just have this in the pub. Where there's music and there's people in the younger life, driving in your car. Well, apologies for the awful karaoke there, but it worked. It did sound good. I'd be kind of reticent to have the vocalist too near the speaker, because you are going to get some feedback. There's no two ways about that. But actually that sounded pretty good, and it was loud. I had to turn the gain on the camera, on the mic on the camera, right down then, because it was overloading. That was a good volume. And again, I'd imagine that would be perfectly suitable for most small pubs, as a little karaoke in the corner. That's really good. And obviously I've only got this on the table. What you want to do is you know, you've got the mic, the stand mount on the bottom there. Mount this up on a stand. And obviously in a pub, you don't need to use the battery, you could plug it in. We all know what it's like sometimes in different pubs where there's not enough power available in the areas that you want it. So having that that battery option, really, really helpful. I'm starting to prefer this solution to the last one I reviewed, which was the Yamaha Stage Pass, just because it's smaller, it's neater. Having that wireless option with the mics, that would be great, wouldn't it, for karaoke? Have a wireless mic. You have two of them, because karaoke obviously you don't need an instrument, so you could just have your you could run your karaoke from a device, couldn't you? You could run it from a tablet, have a little screen where you just have a HDMI from a laptop to the screen, and then have that sent by Bluetooth, or just plug it into the back for the audio, there's so many different options. If something doesn't work, you could use something else. Does that make sense? It's a very, very intuitive little speaker. I'm quite impressed with this actually. But it's that price point. I don't like the price point. I don't like the fact that you'd have to spend an extra £300 to £400 to get those two wireless transmitters, because I think they're key to this PA system. I mean, as far as I can tell, that's the main difference between this and the previous model, is those wireless transmitters. I think some people have mentioned things like extra volume. I can't imagine there's probably much difference between this Plus version and the preceding Pro version. I can't imagine there's much difference in volume. Maybe there's a slight difference in the tone. What I'll do, I'll try and link to some videos where people have compared the two versions to see if they think there's any difference in the audio quality. I doubt it. I doubt there's much difference at all. But having those wireless transmitters for a karaoke situation, I think that's ideal. Obviously, this is best suited for buskers. But I do think, I was just thinking just then actually, I got married recently. In the venue that we had for where we had the wedding speeches, stuff like that, we didn't bother using a mic in the end because, you know, we just told everyone to speak up. However, this speaker, or PA, would have been ideal for that because we had some music playing during the meal, just at low volume. I bought a little Bluetooth speaker and we had a little playlist that's playing just some kind of nice, kind of chilled out versions of rock songs. And I was just streaming that from my phone. But this would have been ideal, wouldn't it? Because you can stick this in the corner. You could have one or two mics that you give to the people who are doing the speeches, you know, the father of the bride and the best man and stuff like that. The range for the wireless transmitters is about 30 feet, which is more than enough. What's that, about 9 meters? So yeah, as long as you're not too far away from the speaker, that's going to be fine. But as you heard, the actual tone of the voice would be more than clear enough for like that kind of wedding situation. Plus having the ability to stream music in the background as well. So you could, as soon as the father of the bride has finished his speech, you could just slowly turn the music up on your device. It's great, isn't it? It's got so many uses. I would even say like a wedding venue would be well advised to actually get something like this, because that's going to sort out so many different situations. Different bride and grooms have different things that they want happen during the ceremony or the wedding breakfast, that kind of thing. This is ideal for that kind of situation because it's tiny. You could have it in the corner or just like propped up on a stand somewhere. It's so small you're not going to notice it's there. So yeah, that's a really good plus point for this speaker. Again, I keep coming back to the price though. To get all that functionality, it's going to cost you in the UK about £1,000, much less in the US. We really are getting stiffed for prices in the UK. Really annoying. Yeah, that's really nice guitar sound. Really crisp, clean. You're not going to have any issues with the guitar sound. One thing I am noticing on this PA system, which is better than the Yamaha, is the feedback is much less prominent. I've tried using the mic and the guitar in front to the side. I'm not getting much feedback at all. And obviously with a PA of this type, you're not going to be driving the volume at ridiculous levels. Yeah, this is a really good little system. I'm very impressed with the functionality of it, especially the the Bluetooth and the wireless transmitting. I believe this is rated about 150 watts peak. Not that watts means anything really. You can just take my word for it, it's loud. It's loud and it's punchy. Again, for a house party, this would be more than suitable. It's probably better than most Bluetooth speakers on the market. I believe the decibels peak at about 109. And from memory, I think that Yamaha system peaked at about 120. But I did notice on the Yamaha it was starting to crap out once you started pushing it past the 12 o'clock. This doesn't really feel like it's doing that. It doesn't really feel like it's going to get to a point where it's going to start farting. I wouldn't want to push it any more than I am. And again with these systems, on the last video I had a lot of people asking me, will this be suitable for a 4-piece band, 5-piece band? No, these are not suitable for that. They're suitable for buskers, duos, like I said, a mobile karaoke, mobile DJ would be fine, wedding venues, churches. I think this would be great in a church. with a pasta, with a mic, wireless mic. It's going to be very useful for things like that. I believe this Pro Plus version is roughly about half a kilogram lighter than the preceding version, and so the fact that they've made this lighter and packed more things in, very useful indeed. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts or questions are about this one. I'll happily answer anything you've got. I think it's a good little system. I think this is going to be a lifesaver for certain people in certain situations. It's certainly not a full range PA system. We'd be kidding ourselves if we went down that road. But as a little portable solution, maybe for an acoustic guitar duo, vocal duo, somebody who just wants to go out and sing to backing tracks, this is a really good little compact, lightweight. You could easily take this on a bus. And like I said, nice long battery life. Whether it lasts the 11 hours that they say it does, I would doubt that very much, but I could be wrong. So yeah, and I like the fact that the displays are LED. So yeah, this is a good little portable PA system. I'm very impressed. Going to give this one a thumbs up. Please let me know your questions or thoughts or comments. How do you think this compares to the other ones on the market? And hopefully they'll send me some more soon to do, and we'll see how they stack up. Thanks for watching. Bye.